Remember, economic freedom fighters have submitted an urgent motion of no confidence against embattled Tshwane Mayor Stevens Mokgalapa. The Red Berets say the city has been, well, they say limping from one scandal to another under Mokgalapa's leadership. But the no confidence motion is expected to be tabled tomorrow when the Tshwane Council sits. Let's get to the very latest. Sipho, very good morning to you. So, what are you learning this morning?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine. We're coming outside Tshwane House where it's expected to be fireworks here tomorrow when council sits. The mayor, Stevens Mokgalapa's position seems to hang in the balance. It's been a tough week for him, of course. We know that over the weekend the Sex and the City scandal broke out, and subsequently to that the DA is going to place him on special leave starting tomorrow. So difficult times for the mayor. Adding to the pressure, of course, now is the EFF are submitting this urgent motion of no confidence against Stevens Mokgalapa, saying that since he took over early in February this year, remember he took over from Solim Simanga, who was then running as the DA's Gauteng premier candidate during the national elections. Mokgalapa then had to take over Tshwane as the mayor, and they're saying since he has taken over, the Tshwane municipality has been limping from one scandal to another. And the EFF wants him out as a result of that. But let's speak to the EFF Tshwane chairperson right now to get more as to why they now suddenly want Mokgalapa out when previously you have voted in support of the DA in Tshwane.
No, well, tomorrow we have submitted the motions of no confidence to remove Executive Mayor Stevens Mokgalapa. So the motion is going to serve tomorrow in the council. Now, in the motions are arising a number of issues. One is the issue around water crisis in Hammanskraal, and we're saying that the mayor has lied about that crisis, that he says in his own ways that the water in Hammanskraal is drinkable and is odorless. And we're saying that can't be true because we've got a very important scientific and industrial research component of the country which went to Hammanskraal and tested the water and said that the water is not safe for consumption. So, I mean, the water problem is even spreading to other areas.
The water problem is pretty recent. It was just a few weeks ago when Hammanskraal was without water. You mentioned that there's a number of issues. Why have you kept quiet up until now when we have this Sex in the City scandal?
We've always said that we are going to give Mokgalapa a chance to prove himself if he's a capable candidate to lead the city, but he has not done that. And let us not deviate away from the point that Mokgalapa has lied about the water in Hammanskraal. Once you lie as a public representative, you are basically breaking your own oath of office. So he has broken his own oath of office. There's also an issue about deviations in the EC which amount to maladministration. He said that when he came in, I'm going to reduce deviations in the city. Even in tomorrow's council, we're supposed to discuss deviations about toilet. I mean, how do you expect a man who is who can solve the simple problems about toilet to solve very complex issues of the city?
Don't you take a certain level of responsibility as the EFF? Because previously you have voted with the DA, you have supported the budget speech that was tabled not too long ago here. So if there are failures now, surely you must take a bit of responsibility as well, because you have voted in favor of this government.
You must get your facts correct, my brother. We have not voted for this budget. The EFF has rejected this budget. It is in fact the ANC which voted with Mayor Mokgalapa. So we have never voted for this mayor. The last mayor of DA that we voted for was Solim Simanga. So we have made it clear as the EFF that we don't think, because by the time that Mokgalapa came here, we didn't know anything about it. So we didn't vote for him.
All right, you claim that you did not vote for him, but the reason that we have the DA as the governing party here is because it had the voting support of the EFF initially.
We said we were caught up between two devils. And at that time, DA appeared to be a better devil. But as time goes by, a devil becomes a devil. So there's no better a devil remains the devil.
A devil remains the devil. What? You only have 25 seats in council, so the ANC has indicated it's going to vote with you. Have talks been taking place with the ANC?
No, there are no talks with the ANC, but we trust that because they've also, indicated that they've got no confidence in the mayor, they are going to vote with us. But we are hoping that the discussions, the proper discussions about the leadership of the city are going to take place after we've removed the executive mayor Mokgalapa.
I've spoken to the ANC chairperson, and they've told me so far they are not nominating their own candidate yet. They have not come to that decision. Is the EFF going to nominate its own candidate to take over should the motion against Mokgalapa be successful?
The discussions about leadership are going to be started immediately when we remove Mokgalapa. But we have indicated as the EFF, the national leadership has came out and pronounced a clear stand of the EFF as to what must happen in the metros. We said that whoever supports us in Johannesburg, we are going to support him. We are going to support him in Tshwane. So, or vice versa. So the discussions of leadership would be obviously around that.
All right, just briefly take us through what should we expect tomorrow when council sits. You're going to be tabling this motion of no confidence, and then you're going to be voting on it. Just take us through the expected process tomorrow.
No, the process would be that we would want the motions of no confidence to be the first item on the agenda, and then we'll take it from there, because we'd have no mayor who would then come to a table report. So automatically it would mean that the council adjourns.
All right, and are you confident that with this motion you will be successful in removing Mokgalapa? We know previously the ANC has tabled motions of no confidence, and it was never successful.
Majority of the parties, by the way, let's tell you a secret that even the DA members do not have confidence in their own mayor Mokgalapa. So majority of councillors in the council tomorrow will vote Mokgalapa out.
We know that it's going to be placed on special leave starting from tomorrow by the DA. What's your take on that? This is, of course, following the Sex and the City scandal.
We reject that. I mean, what is that? There's nothing to investigate that. They are saying that the reason they are placing him under under investigation is because they want to investigate the alleged audio. What is it that is there to investigate that? They must ask the man, is you in the audio? If the man says it's not me, then they take a...
He has said that it's him, but he disagrees. He denies that there was any sexual activity with the MMC of Transport.
The audio is very clear, man. The audio happens in one place. So there's no point where the audio is intersected by any house. So that audio is very clear. Mokgalapa himself has not denied. He says the audio has been distorted, but he has not denied if it's him who's involved in that sexual engagement in the audio. So I don't know what is there to investigate by the DA. And the DA has been running on the ticket of ethical leadership. And if they don't fire this man, in fact, they should make the job easy for us to fire Mokgalapa. If they don't fire him, it will be proof enough that the DA does not stick to its guns.
And just finally, are you saying that by the end of the day tomorrow, we're likely to have a new nominee for a mayor in Tshwane, or a new person taking over?
No, we're not going to have a nominee for a new mayor tomorrow. I said that the discussions are going to start tomorrow as to who is likely to take the leadership of Tshwane.
So how is this going to work? You're going to vote Mokgalapa up, and then how much time then do you have in between that to nominate a new mayor and put in a new mayor then?
According to the legislations of local government election, we have less than 14 days to install a new mayor.
And during that 14 days, that's when all the political negotiation is going to take place as to who must take over.
Yes, that's then we're going to assume the responsibility of discussing who will then take the leadership role.
All right, thank you very much, Mo Africa. That's the chairperson of EFF in Tshwane, just outlining what's expected tomorrow. But it's very clear the EFF wants the mayor, Stevens Mokgalapa, out of power. of course, citing a number of issues, lack of service delivery, the Sex in the City scandal, which the mayor, of course, has denied, saying that there was never any sexual activity between himself and the MMC of Transport, Sheila. But as he says, political negotiations are still continuing. We have no names that have been put forward as a replacement for Mokgalapa should the motion of no confidence have been successful. But we shall all find out about it tomorrow. For now, it's back to you in studio.
So what are we learning, Sipho, with regards to Mokgalapa being placed on special leave? Who steps in? Who takes over?
Well, the DA, Blaine, has sent out a media release saying that they placed him on special leave, or rather he'll be placed on special leave starting tomorrow. Interestingly, this is the same day that council is sitting and this motion of no confidence against him is going to be tabled. It's the very same day that he'll be placed on this special leave by the DA. This, of course, follows that audio tape that alleges, sexual activity between himself and his MMC, Sheila. But he has, as I've mentioned, he has denied that. The DA says then is going to undertake internal investigation into the matter to get to the facts of the matter before taking a decision. Of course, then once he's placed on the special leave, starting tomorrow, then they will then nominate an acting mayor who will come into his place. Now, I spoke to the DA Gauteng chairperson, that is John Moody, and he says at this point in time they have not yet appointed an acting mayor, and they should be able to announce who is the acting mayor tomorrow when this special leave for Mokgalapa will actually kick off. He's going to go on this special leave starting tomorrow, that is on Thursday. So lots of developments, but so far it seems the DA is taking this matter seriously. They're investigating this, and Mokgalapa is going on this special leave. But it's been a tough time for him here in Tshwane, as the EFF has mentioned that of course there's been service delivery concerns, there's been the issues of water in Hammanskraal, but right now it seems as if the political parties around Tshwane are going to come together and decide what's the best way forward. The ANC has not put a name forward as to whether they want their own candidate to take over Tshwane. The EFF has not announced that. The EFF has only announced the candidate for Johannesburg, not for Tshwane. So there's lots of political, maneuvering that is going to happen behind the scenes. But one thing that seems to be clear is that they want Mokgalapa out. And now I can tell you this, with EFF and ANC on the same side, they do have the numbers to possibly take out Mokgalapa tomorrow. But we don't know, maybe a deal can be struck behind the scenes this evening, but the EFF seems to be hell-bent on removing Mokgalapa, and the ANC has said to us here at the SABC that they would support that motion of no confidence against Stevens Mokgalapa.
All very intriguing. Sipho Stuurman, thank you. Right, so from Gauteng to KwaZulu-Natal.